Hello, fellow Factorians, and welcome back to my Pyanodons challenge run. During the last episode, I did a couple of different things. First, antimony oxide on trains. Got a couple of builds to process and smelt it, and those are okay. I've got a couple of fixes to do to them, but surprisingly better than I expected. The other was to deal with all the byproducts that those builds in particular, and a lot of mining and mining processing on trains are going to have to deal with: ash, bricks, iron oxide, sand/gravel. Those all need to be dealt with when you're processing stuff that comes out of the ground, and you're not in vanilla Factorio where they just say, iron ore turns straight into iron. No worries about all the slag that's going to generate. During the hands-off period, at first I was like, that was a very hectic episode. I think I would like to relax. So I switched back to researching roboports, thinking, okay, I'll do a cleanup episode. It'll be super chill. Won't have to deal with all this running around like a madman that I did during the antimony episode. But then I said, well, might as well set up the copper processing build the next level. Even if I'm not going to get the research, I'll put the buildings down, and that won't be too bad because I've got a build plan for it anyway. And then I saw, well, I'm low on titanium, so I might as well set up a build for that. And then I found some problems and et cetera, et cetera. And I think this episode I'm going to be running around like a madman like the previous episode. Maybe not quite so bad. We'll see. Anyway, science went well. I'm planning to build a bunch of more things on the trains so that I can mostly build more trains at this point, as well as tidal power generation. So let's jump into it and see how it goes. All right, let's jump into things. First, let's go into hands-on mode. There we go. Next, let's make myself some more heavy armor. Heavy armor gives you 20 more inventory slots, so whatever pocket dimension the engineer is keeping all these items in, I guess, is bigger. Next, I need to clean out this train. I need to clean out this train because for some reason, this train is stopped on the tracks right here. No idea why. It wants to go over here. There's already 2 trains here. The train limit is set to 2, but it also only thinks it only has 2 trains. So one of these trains got really badly screwed up at some point. Let me actually equip my heavy armor so I have those inventory slots. So yeah, one of these trains got really badly screwed up at some point. If I clean out this train, the other train over here will unblock, stop causing me so many problems. So yeah, very confusing for me, but is what it is. I'll need to figure out why that's happening because it's definitely going to mess up the stability of my base if my trains are just stopping in random locations for no reason. So let me put this coke away and move on to the next thing. Next thing is to remember to copy this constant combinator over here with a list of demands, although I want to grab that tank before the sushi belt even has a chance to work. So we'll grab this tank right here. Okay. And then I can go ahead and do some fixes and some work while I wait for this research to pop. I guess I can prep a barreler here. I'm going to need the barreler to fill up canisters for the gas generators that I'm going to use that I put in my personal armor. And yeah, it's going to fill up syngas canisters in this case. And I need to make a bunch of canisters. Canisters are interesting. If you haven't played Pyanodons, they're one of the little quirks of Pyanodons where there's another liquid storage system that you can turn liquids into an item. Unlike barrels, though, they store a fixed fuel value of a liquid or gas rather than a fixed amount. And that also means that they only store things that you can burn. So, but they're always 10 megajoules. So if you, like Pyanodons will calculate how many items are required, or how many units of a liquid or gas are required to make 10 megajoules, and then it'll just stick those in to the fuel canister. I think for syngas, it's going to be 25 units, something like that. Anyway, so that's taken care of, and I will keep handcrafting that. And while that's happening, I need to do a couple more things. So I'll run off and come back to this. Okay, first thing I need to do is that I messed up over here and forgot to add some of the Digosauruses to this dig site. Easily fixed, but I didn't really need all the extra and excel it because I also messed up my nickel mining. I messed up my nickel mining because I swapped this line or right here to acetylene. And nickel mining specifically requires syngas. So I need to swap this area back to being syngas. So let me take care of that. I'll be right back. Okay, that should get my nickel mining going once more. I'm going to clean up this pipe and then go on to the next fix. Next fix is I want to deploy some electric boilers over here. I did see these running a little bit, and I just want to make sure that I never run low on steam. I've got plenty of power right now, so even though I'm still handcrafting those electric boilers, even though each of these things just takes nearly a megawatt just for sitting there, their min consumption is 833 kilowatts, it's not a problem anymore. My base is kind of over the power problems. The generators I set up last time haven't even running, and they provide like a 2 gigawatt backup, so that's pretty awesome. Anyway, now I've got that tech, so I'm going to give myself some personal roboports. I need to make myself some gas generators. Let me see if I've got the stuff on. Yep, going to make 4 generators, and we'll go with 8 roboports, which is a pretty extreme ratio, but means I'm basically going to be running in and dropping my bots into an area, using them to fix things up or build quickly, and then mostly depending on train bots or the blueprint shotgun to do any like heavy lifting building. Blueprint shotgun is still going to be useful because um, the bots are kind of slow. So if I have to run around and build something really quick, like I would just like drive by building, blueprint shotgun is still the better choice. So now I should be able to set up my armor. Let me put in the roboports and the gasoline generators, and I need to go grab some canisters, and then we can move on to the next thing. They're going to take a while to charge up anyway, so I'm going to save a couple slots for bots. Maybe save a couple slots for empty canisters too. And yeah, let's wait for the syngas to arrive while I think of what else I should be doing. Okay, let's check in on this build over here. This one is mostly fixed. I need to reverse one underground here. I also want to lower the train limit on these ash trains. I don't actually need a stacker here for ash trains. I kind of put it in by habit, but because the internal buffer for these machines can store up 1,000 ash, it's okay if the train takes a little bit of time to show up. We'll save a little bit of rail stock by lowering the stacker here. Oh, this one needs to go to drop off its ash because it got a little bit on there. Okay, next item. Let's grab my syngas and over here, I want to set up the ability for my bots to automatically go ahead and deploy my trains. So I'm going to set up a couple of roboports, set up storage chests for just these trains, and then the construction bots can go ahead and build my trains for me. So that will take just a second. Oh, and my roboport is already active. That's great, although kind of not what I wanted. So I'm mostly going to be toggling my roboports on and off. Another reason I can maybe get away with so many robots and so few generators is I might use Michael Hendricks' strategy of just kind of like walking into a spot, toggling on the roboports to go and build, then turning them off before they get very far away, so that the robots don't actually have to charge. We'll see if that's a valid way to play for me. But for now, that should be done, and I'll put in a load of train just to check that it works. I've also adjusted these blueprints so that they register on the absolute grid. I don't have to fiddle around with locating them. So, yeah, cool. Next thing I need to do, I need to provision this train a little bit, and then I'll be driving off to do a little bit of work. Actually, no, I want to send this train over to where I need it, and then I'm going to run there myself because I've got some things to do on the way. Right here, I needed to make this valve bidirectional. And the acetylene is running full tilt. It's going to dump too much carbon dioxide in, and I need to, no, the other way. I need to be able to get rid of it. So, yeah. Not great that I'm still using this bespoke plumbing method to avoid something that is kind of interacting with the train base, but a little bit of hybridization is the name of the game for now. In the future, I'll be depending on trains more and more as I get more things functional on the train network. But I had reasons not to put to make like an acetylene build that is entirely on the train network, partially because I just don't have enough coke being produced on the train network. The stuff I've got is going to be burnt up by this acetylene build. and I want to get this refinery running before I make a lot of coke on the network. Okay. I also need to put in a valve here so more water flows to this area. Next, I need to go put in a couple of fixes on this area. One is I'm missing a power pole here to supply this inserter. Next thing, I also messed up this splitter right here. This was supposed to be the other way around. So I got iron oxide onto the wrong place. Well, iron oxide and rocks. So I'll have to fix that. One very important thing to do when you're directly loading things onto trains is to make sure that either an imbalance won't screw up the ability for the train to get loaded, or that you are always keeping things balanced. I am keeping things balanced, but I also it will slow things down, but it won't permanently screw up anything if these trains get loaded. Oh, there goes my first load of antimony ore. So hopefully really soon I'll have antimony oxide running through. All right, that train is waiting for me and get myself out of here. So let's go down. Let's just go home. And I'll have a few more antimony drills and then this build will be done. Speaking of finished builds, I think this one is actually done. What was that link? I'm missing something here. I don't see what I'm missing. Okay. Guess it was... I think the signal was missing, but it wasn't. So I can clean up this train bot station and pack it up and have it ready to go if I ever need to do some more work on it. Why are you still here? I thought I set you to 1. Okay, never mind. Go away. Okay, everything else is at 1, so that's fine. All right, I'm going to go home and then get on to the next bit of work. Okay, I was just waiting for my barreler to finish up filling up syngas canisters. Next thing I'm going to work on is over here. Well, I want to set up this train bot station for that build. That's going to be the new titanium build. So let's cut off that because I need to move these secondary crushers. I also need to... well, let's cut that off and I'll come back. We'll just let the heat work itself out because I'm going to remove all these regenerative heat exchangers. And then I want to make sure that they end up going over here to finish up this giant hot air build. So yeah, we'll let the bots start working on that. So while that's in place and while I let the machines empty themselves out a little bit, I'm going to work on something right here. Here I was just replacing the feed line for this titanium with crushed coal to make it a little bit more efficient. And I'm also going to hook up this line that is going to come from a train that's bringing in grade 3 titanium once that titanium build is done. So let me finish taking care of that, and then I will go do the things that I told you about before. Okay, so that train bot depot is set up and this area is cleaned up. hopefully I'll have a train showing up to start building this pretty soon. But next I'm going to go ahead and drop off all these regenerative heat exchangers into that um, large wood build. I also need to do a fix while I'm around here. Again, I'm doubling up on my pathing. So yeah, here I just need to add a little bit more coke to this belt. I'm not quite making enough graphite rods to satisfy my battery build. So with just a little bit more, it should be fine. Okay, now that build has all the regenerative heat exchangers I could give it. Let's see. This station is claiming it's done, and it looks, let's see, looks like it's working pretty well. I have a flow of grade 4 antimony coming in, and is this acetylene not working? Oh, okay, it's just full on acetylene. That is 100% okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up that train bot station. A couple items inside of these chests that I probably need to grab, but no big deal there. Okay, off to do the next thing. And for the next thing, I think what I'm going to be working on is I want to make a little bit more aromatics. And I also need to put acetylene on the train network to feed this build because I need acetylene to mine the titanium. So I'm going to be setting up this over here. There are a few tweaks and changes to make more aromatics here. But the biggest thing that I need to do is set up this acetylene build and feed it coke. And I'm going to feed it coke with this recipe that I haven't used before. It uses pitch and steam, and you get a lot of coke out. Some hydrogen, some light oil that I'll be turning into aromatics directly, some naphthalene and anthracene, which I will be indirectly turning into aromatics. And yeah, before I was concerned about how much pitch I might have because I've been using it for bricks, but now I have plenty of pitch, so it shouldn't be a problem to go ahead and do that. Although I will make sure that my pitch is valved off, so just in case I run low on pitch, it won't be a problem. Anyway, I'm going to go run over to my mall, collect the ingredients that I asked for to build that stuff out, clean up my inventory a little bit, and get to work on that. I also need to figure out what my mall is complaining about being unable to build, so we'll get to that in just a minute as well. Was just doing a little bit of valving work. I wanted to, for instance, when I have acetylene and when I have spare acetylene, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I use that for, instead of the syngas, for this antimony drilling system so that I can spare the syngas a little bit. And I was also making sure that I can dispose of the carbon dioxide that acetylene produces and the gravel that acetylene produces. So lots of little bits and bobs, and I want to do those first before I get to the build so I don't forget about them. Okay, I think this acetylene build is ready to go, and we'll be flowing acetylene to a train that I need to set up right here. But at the moment, I need to grab a few more materials to actually set up that train. So I'll be right back after I've done that. I also need to do a little bit better job in how I valve this creosote. I was sending it too much onto the train network when I needed to keep some more locally, so I'm going to adjust the valves here. Okay, let's check how this is going. This is not running. Why are you not running? Full on carbon dioxide. Hold on. Okay, that should work better now. Hopefully that fixes the situation because, yeah, that was, this should be getting plenty of Coke, and the only thing that might hold it back is, let's make sure I'm getting enough water into this system because I always end up running low on water somehow because I start taxing the demand and I always kind of assume, hey, there's always going to be plenty of water in the system. All right, I might have to monitor that and come back to it. Another thing I wanted to do while I was out here is add a little bit more Titan voiding so I can get a little bit more aromatics that way. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more machines that will avoid chitin. And oops, I have my bots on. they're going to do the cleanup task that I also need to do around here, but I don't want to start yet. Okay, that should make sure that any chitin that I can void through the system gets down into it, which again makes more light oil, which means more more total plastic that I can create to feed the antimony build. I also need to add a little bit more light oil processing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and be right back. Okay, that's taken care of. A couple more bits and bobs. I'm going to add a little bit more anthracene processing into creosote because the creosote ultimately turns into, yes, aromatics. So I'll get that done. And this should help me make a little bit more plastic because, yeah, I think that's going to be the limiting factor rather than the antimony. I have plenty of aromatics here, but no syngas? Are we... Uh-oh, well... My syngas running? Guess it's being used elsewhere, which is a problem. But at least with this valving that I've set up so that the antimony can take over for it once I have full antimony over here, that'll help. But yeah, a little bit concerning. One of the reasons that I put in a tiny bit more tar processing was so that I could also have a little bit more coal gas running, which turns into syngas, of course. Okay, we'll see how that goes. If I don't get a ton more plastic, well, I'll figure it out for next episode. What are you bots going off to do? Stop that. So next thing I want to do is, besides checking over the work that I've already done, is juice up finishing out this build because I really would like to have it prepped so I can do the build montage for it at the end of this episode. And then I also want to prepare for the flood of extra antimony oxide that I'm going to be getting by adding some more smelters to make vitrolloy and a few more to make the special Nixellite alloy. So I'm going to do that. Let me see if my mall can just, how it's going with the regenerative heat exchangers. Not super great. So I can help that out by throwing in a bunch of boilers myself that I can make. There, that'll help things along. I also threw in a bunch of stone because besides needing boilers, it's going to be taking a long time to load up all the stone. So, actually, I could throw in even more stone. Let's just make sure this thing can go full tilt. Looks like I need to teach my mall to make check valves as well, so I'll do that real quick. Okay, and now that's taken care of. I'll keep juicing these regenerative heat exchangers and, yeah, find more work to do. Wow, you already chewed up all the boilers I made. Oh, it takes 5 of them. Yeah, no wonder. Okay, I'm going to keep handing off boilers to this thing. Maybe grab a few more ingredients to feed to it. Because, yeah, like I said, I'd like that build to be done. Okay, that should speed up the production of all the ingredients for intermetallics. I don't know if I need to speed up intermetallics themselves. It's mostly been the special Nixellite alloy and the vitraloy that have been holding me back. But of course, if we need more intermetallics, we'll make more intermetallics. I need to double check that I've got everything working here. And yeah, then we'll move on to the next thing. The next thing is to speed up brake production. So I'm going to double the number of assemblers that are doing that. So I'll be right back. Yeah, again, I'll be right back after I've done that. Okay, we've just got a fresh delivery of stuff to make brakes with. So this should help things along because, yeah, I'm low on um, brakes, definitely. Also the gearboxes. I think I'm actually backing up on fish here too. So not quite yet, but I will be soon. So let's see. What else do I need to do? Let's check on the work that I've done. This is running okay. This is running okay. This still needs more deliveries, of course, so that's okay. But I speed up my batteries? Not quite yet. Okay, well, that's backed up, so I need to fix that. We'll also check on how this build is going. Hasn't gotten a delivery of heat exchangers yet, but there's still quite a few ready to go. I guess I will continue building boilers for that build. Okay, while I wait for work over there to progress, I guess I can get to some of the cleanup tasks that I originally thought I was going to do. So I can clean up some furnaces out here. I definitely can get rid of a lot of oil burners out there, so I guess I will do that next. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, here's another spot. I can add more duralumin smelters. Missed a belt right there. Fortunately, I saw that in time. Okay, now I'm going to clean up just random stuff till I feel like I've gotten enough progress on this build over here to call it an episode. It'd also be great to see that the titanium build actually finishes, but I'm not sure that that's going to happen. Also, how are we doing over here? Oh, yeah, I haven't actually done that yet. That's another thing I plan to do, so I'll do that before the end of the episode. I have one more train bot to drop off. Okay, now I've got some extra coke going to my battery build. And I've cleaned up a bunch of the stuff that I planned to clean up. This build still not done yet. How's the train going? That is going. Oh, it's about to do a delivery, I guess. Oh, hopefully that means that I have it finished. Yeah, might do. Let's see. So I will find some extra stuff to do while I see if this gets built out. But oh, no, everything is lit up. That should mean that I'm ready to finish the episode after I go ahead and set up one more train bot station. I also remember I have to go up here and put some bricks in here to run this build. Hopefully I've got enough on me, or rather I have enough in that chest that I had left behind. So I'm going to finish that up, and then I think I'm going to be calling it an episode. Science is still running well. Didn't think I did anything to impact it this time. My antimony is, yeah, it's running, but I'm low on plastics at the moment. That's okay. Any antimony that I get is going to be a big boon, and I actually have almost a full train load ready to go, so that's great. Yeah, so I think I'll be pretty pleased with the end of this episode. Hopefully, science will keep running, but lately it hasn't been as dangerous as it has in the past. The only thing I'm worried about is like things like running out of steam at this point, or if I'd valved something improperly and broken things. So, yeah, let me put these bricks in, and I'll be right back. Almost enough. Not quite. I need to remember to drop 300 more in at the end of the session. Let me see if I can go find some bricks real quick. There's got to be some that are lying around here somewhere. My base is full of different places that bricks are made, so I'll grab some and then finish things out. Also, this station is saying it's done, so I can clean up the uh, yeah, just clean this up. I think I can steal back 50 of these bots. I'll leave 50 at each train bot station to do some work if I need it done. Oh, and I also need to remember one more thing before I end, which is to build some more of the long trains. So I'm going to do that. I think 5 more will be enough. Yeah, we'll let the bots get to work on that real quick. Looks like I do not have perfect coverage over here, so I'm actually going to go back and fill in one more roboport. And there we go. I think that'll be the end of the episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to swap into hands-off mode. We'll get this copper processing recipe done. And yeah, next I'll have to figure out where I'm going. I am going to try and beeline for the next iron processing recipe. I think that's the most important thing for me to get in the near future. There's quite a bit of distance to get to it, unfortunately. So I'll see if there's any low-hanging fruit on the way that'll be useful, like niobium is on the path, so that's useful. Don't know if there's anything else right off the top of my head. Like steel processing would be nice, but not necessary. Raw coal and lead processing, nice, but not necessary. Yeah, I think I'm just going to beeline for that iron processing tech because that'll let me, first of all, stop depending on these dwindling iron patches. And second of all, I think that'll be when I'll have automation science set up on the network so I can consume these reserves of Pi 1 and logistics science. Actually, this this almost filled up. That is kind of concerning, but right now I should be eating as much science as I make. As long as I'm researching something that's in the logistics tree. If I have to go back and research something in Pi 1, well, I'll set up some more chests. Anyway, see you guys next time.